Hello, everyone. Good morning, and happy Winning Wellness Wednesday. Thank you guys again so much for being here together. We are going to help change the dynamics and the rhetoric for children, young people, and women worldwide. Thank you so much. I can see Roazehab and Levi Mamabolo and the others that are watching on the two Facebook channels. So thank you guys so much for being here and for coming together from your hearts so that we can continue to serve our children, young people, and women. I am really grateful to all of you here today. And so today is Wednesday, November 6th, and we are in the series Mantle of Hope Revolution, part 249. And the theme today is correction versus encouragement. Correction versus encouragement, hashtag unpassive. And so we want to thank Mr. Ashmufara, as always, for bringing this world family together. Without Mr. Ashmufara, we would not be here doing what we are doing. We might have been doing it with other people in different ways, but because of Mr. Ashmufara, we are here to do this together. So thank you guys so much. Today, Sister Yvonne is supposed to be here. This is her day, as you guys know, but she has some important things to do for herself. That is why she is not with us today. But as you know, I am always here to pick up after everyone, because to me, this is a do or die, just like Mr. Ashmufara says. It's a do or die, and I'll continue to do it. If I cannot do it, means that I am not feeling well, and you guys would know. Even if when I'm not feeling well, if I can speak, if my hands can move, if I can do things, I still have to keep going, because even in our discomfort, we have to keep going. We can't stop unless it is really serious, and then we stop, because the moment you stop doing things, you get sicker. So to me, it's a do or a die. So thank you guys so much for being here. And I hope we all are locking into our accounts well, being instructed by the leaders, Mati Digamo and Chris Johnson. So if you're finding some challenges, we always have the dream team. The dream team holds on Sundays at 12:45 p.m. so that they are so knowledgeable in answering those technical questions. If you have any questions, and then you can be there so that they will answer those questions for you. And we are going to start with our quotes here. But again, I'm going to read the theme for today, Mantle of Hope Revolution, part 249, correction versus encouragement, hashtag unpassive. It's very important. We are here in a discussion forum. You can be on stage here, or you can be on the chat, or you can decide to come on stage anytime you want, because this is the kind of choices and freedom that we want to give our children. So we exercise it and we do it ourselves so that we can be good role models to these children. So begin to write, put down what you understand by correction versus encouragement, and why. Why do you choose one over the other? Or how can we do this? How can you correct somebody without doing things that are not positive? Or how can you encourage somebody? What ways do you have that you can encourage somebody? How can you encourage even your own self? How can you correct yourself? Because when we are talking about these things, remember that they always start with self, ourselves. Because if you don't do things for yourself first, you will not be able to do it for other people. Everything that we see happening around us, in our homes, in the world, it starts with us. It has to start with us. So begin to write in the chat, or begin to maybe ask questions, or give your own explanation, so that all of us will come back to you and we will also learn from one another. So this is Academy already in action right here. We're not imposing any one way, because it's not a one shoe fits all, but We want you to contribute uniquely from what comes out of your own heart. What you think is good for you, that is what is going to be good for your own household, for your own children as well. So we always love to begin with our quotes. In the journey of growth, let us choose encouragement over correction. For a kind word can ignite a spirit, while a harsh critic may dim a light. A kind word can ignite a good spirit, while a harsh critic will put off our light or dim it. Dim it means they're going to put the light off, or they're going to make the light not to shine. So they're encouraging us here to do good things and say positive things. And then correction helps us to see the path, but encouragement fuels our steps. You can correct somebody, we can see the path, but if you keep encouraging a child, it will fuel their steps. It will make them to climb higher and higher from one step to the other, so that together they can create a journey of transformation where everyone thrives, which means everyone grows, everyone prospers, right? So let us be beacons of encouragement, guiding others through correction. In this balance, we cultivate resilience and foster a culture of growth. Encouragement nurtures potential, while correction offers guidance. So either way, both words, correction and encouragement, are good words, but it depends on how you use it. With everything in life, it depends on how we use it, right? That will yield the best outcome. So, encouragement nurtures potential, while correction offers guidance. In one global movement, we uplift through compassion, fostering a world where every voice is heard. Instead of merely correcting, let us inspire, right? Like we are doing here. You're writing in the chat, I'm also speaking here. So when we combine all these ideas, we get to inspire others, right? So instead of merely correcting people, let us put our ideas together to inspire others, to inspire our children. When we encourage each other, we create a ripple effect that transform correction into opportunity. A ripple effect means when when we encourage one another, when we encourage our children, we create a ripple effect, which means when you encourage somebody with a positive mindset, now that person will be encouraged positively, and then the person that is connected to that person is also encouraged positively, and we keep expanding out because we are all interconnected. When we do good things, it affects those around us, and those who are around us, it also affects them. Before you know, it goes worldwide. This is exactly what we are talking about here. Now, encouragement is a gentle hand that steers us back on course. Encouragement. Sometimes, for one reason or the other, we feel discouraged to do the things that we love to do, or the things that are going to help us and our children or our families. But then, encouragement, an encouraging word from a friend, or from this one global movement village, or from Unpassive, or from families, or even from your own children, an encouraging word is like you're giving a gentle hand, a hand that comes from your heart. You're lending out a gentle hand that will steer these children back on course. For instance, a child is in school, right? We don't know what they go through when they are studying, when they are writing their exams, when they are doing their extracurricular activities. We don't know their mindset. We don't know if they ate well, they ate healthy food. We don't know. The teachers don't know because they don't have time for that, because education, though what they're doing is good, has not been personalized. And so we don't know. But what we parents can do is to check on our own children, especially if they are in school, out of home. We check on them, we encourage them, We know that they're going to take their exams because we have meetings with them at least once a week. We know what they are doing. We know their programs. When you create that kind of family culture, then you get to follow your child. You know they're going to take an exam. You know to text them and wish them the very best or pray for them. Or when you have your weekly meeting, you talk about it, you encourage them, you know that they have greatness. You tell them they need to hear this, and it really tell them from your heart. Tell them that they have greatness within them, that they were born for greatness, that they can do it, that if others have done it, they too can do it and even do it better. So these are the words we could encourage them, because we all were born with greatness, and so do our children. But they always need a little push, a little encouragement to get to where they want to be. All of us do. I need encouragement. You guys are here encouraging me, or encouraging us here on the panel to do what we are supposed to do. And so, excuse me, a little encouragement goes a long way to give us that boost, that little push that we need to help these children. And for that, I say thank you. So encouragement is a gentle hand that steers us back on course. In the realm of correction, let love and support lead the way to understanding and growth. Everything we do here, it says, whether you are correcting somebody or you're encouraging somebody, do it with love that comes right from here. True love, not love with strings attached, not love that hurt, not love that criticized negatively. In our mission to uplift, let us prioritize encouragement over correction. It is through a supportive community like One Global Movement here that we can all rise together. We can all rise together through encouragement. Correction is okay, but mind how you correct people. Do not compare children with others if you are trying to correct them. And sometimes you can help them, encourage them to correct themselves, because you can turn it into a conversation, a friendly and loving and kind conversation. And then you ask them, what do you think? Without saying, this is the only way. No, you got to do it this way or it will not be. No, we need to correct them by letting them participate in building themselves, not us always wanting to control. When you control children, when you control your spouse, your wife, your husband, when you control youths in your community, that means you are controlling their minds. You're not giving them that opportunity to think and do things for themselves. You have to be able to do so, because we were born with a free will. God gave us the free will and free choices, but we have to make sure that we are making the right choice. Sometimes we fail, but that doesn't mean that we cannot pick up ourselves back up and do the right thing, because we are humans. We're going to make mistakes no matter what. So either whether it is correction versus encouragement, there has to be a very positive, loving, kind way of doing these things. So in One Global Movement mission to uplift, we are trying to prioritize encouragement over correction. And even if it is correction, we want to do it with love. We want to do it following the understanding of that child, following the level at which that child can learn, without pushing it too hard, without forcing it. Because when you do things pushing it so hard, people don't understand. They think that emotionally they want to withdraw from you, because you're pushing something, which means you're pushing your own agenda or trying to do things that favor but you. Let us let people exercise their God-given will. Just like Mr. Ashman Farah, he has a dream of helping the world through high technology and artificial intelligence, a dream to uplift humanity from the heart. And he is doing his working on it, but a lot of us are very hasty. A lot of us are very impatient. A lot of us, we're doing things to him that and we are not respecting him and giving him that cool head, that calm head that he needs to work on what God has put within him to do. and we turn to do things differently. And so that is exactly what I am talking here with everything in life. If we just practice encouragement, positive encouragement, even if it is correction, we do it in a very positive way so that that person can feel, that person can see it, that person will know that we have their best interest at heart. That is very, very important. This is what I'm talking about here. And it always begins from home. If we, the parents, we, the adults, we, the caregivers, if we can just take the full responsibility of our children, our young people, and our families at heart, doing things for the betterment of the greatest majority, at the end of the day, we will not be having all these comparison, all these fights, or all these arguments, all this display of power, all of this looting and stealing, all of the lying to the world. We will not have that. It always starts from home. That is why when our children are in school or they're in the community or they're traveling the world, it is our responsibility to make sure that they do it well, because we have taken the oath between God and man that we are raising these children to become better citizens or the best citizens of the world. It starts from home. When you raise your child well, I raise my own child well, the other person does the same thing, you will realize and you will know that the not so good things in the world will just peacefully just die out, and then it will be replaced with these good things. So now, and let us, I'm going to be talking based on what Sister Yvonne has done, because she did her homework. And whenever she's not going to be here, I am really so grateful that she takes off the research. I have my own research, but I would like to do what she has given me to present here on her behalf. And if there's anybody, like I always say, if you want to come to the panel, feel free. Remember, when we are helping children, we want to make sure that these children are included in their own life. They are included in finding their own identity. They're included in really mapping out their own path in life, not us, the parents or caregivers, mapping it out and forcing them. We want to be able to include them, and we want to be able to give them choices depending on their goals and their dreams, not depending on what we, the parents or adults, want these children to be, right? So if I know that Nancy is there, Melanie is there, anybody or any person that wants to come to the panel, feel free to join me here on the panel. This panel is for all our children, it's for all of us. So thank you. So Wednesday, we're always going to read our mission statement, right? We're going to read the mission statement. That's what Sister Yvonne does, but I will do it on her behalf today. One global movement mission statement: children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. Now, children are a gift, precious living treasures that are not possessions. You and I don't possess our children, so we don't treat them like our personal possessions, but we treat them as stewards, because God has given us the mandate to be stewards to these children, and we need to treat these children as such. They require our loving, intentional, and empowering stewardship on their way to serve the world with purpose and integrity, right? And that comes from us. So anything that the children are doing, children are impressionable. They copy from us. So they show that God trusts us to look after His creations. And you can see that in Psalm 127. God trusts us to look after His creations. Children are God's creation. All of us are. But it is our responsibility to take good care of these children the way that they were created. So the vision and mission of one global movement states: one global movement will support any organization, group, or individual that aligns with its global vision and mission, following the laws and the rules, which is as follows. The mission of one global movement is to empower young people, children and women, worldwide with a focus on young women, providing them with tools and sustainable solutions that will help them eradicate hunger, illiteracy, poverty, build generational wealth while living a life of leadership and purpose. We in One Global Movement believe that every child deserves access to nutritious food, quality education, and opportunities to thrive. Through global collaborative efforts, innovative programs, and community engagement programs, we strive to break the cycle of hunger, illiteracy, poverty, and build a future where every child can build on their hopes and dreams while reaching their full potential. Together, together, through divine intervention, love, and clean, safe, and valuable technology, we can create a world where no child goes to bed hungry, no child is denied an education, and no child is limited to poverty or to any condition that is not of their own making. It's possible. It's very possible. Our gratitude and tribute always goes to Mr. Ashmufare for bringing this classic world family together for the purpose of providing solutions to all sectors of the global economy, beginning with education, personalized education, clean, safe education for children. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashmufara, and all the On-Passive Building team and the On-Passive brand ambassadors who are here today supporting children. We love you all and we wish you well. Now, we go into the presentation. Correction versus encouragement. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What would you do with correction and what would you do with encouragement? Which one precedes the other and why? And why? So that is very important. Now, we're going to start with the quote that Sister Yvonne gave. Joanna Wolfgang von Goethe, that's a very long name, I'm trying my best, famously said, correction does much, but encouragement does more. If you can understand that. Correction does much, but encouragement does even more, right? And so in the Bible, God tells us often that we are to encourage and build up each other always, so we can all continue doing the good that He has planned for us to do. We need to encourage one another. We need to build one another up, not to tear one another down, but by the words we speak, because the words that come out of our mouth, they have immense power. And before somebody alters something, take it seriously, because that is something that he has thought about it, he has meditated on it. That is something that is coming from within that person, be it a good word or a bad word. Nothing happens out of accident. They might say, I'm just kidding. Don't take it for kidding, because it comes because they have been thinking about those words. But are you going to sit there and fight? No. You just choose what is good and replace it and keep on moving ahead, because your mission on earth is too big, it's too great to stop and ponder on little things that don't add any value to your life, right? When you plant lettuce, we're going to give an example of lettuce. Lettuce for salad, we know that, right? Good vegetable. Lettuce is yummy and it's of different kinds. And I grow lettuce too sometimes. When you plant lettuce, for instance, if it does not grow well, what do you do? If your lettuce does not grow well, what do you do? Do you sit and cry and mourn and complain? Do you sit and blame somebody? What do you do? Ask yourself. If you plant lettuce, maybe your own lettuce is something else or different, something that you're doing. I'm just giving this as an example. So you don't blame the lettuce. Do you blame the lettuce if it doesn't grow well? You don't blame the lettuce. You look for reasons it is not doing well. What are the reasons? You think about it. What could I have done differently for this lettuce to grow well? That is part of encouragement. It may need organic manure or organic fertilizer or more water or consistent watering, depending on the temperature or the weather, or some sunlight. You know, sunlight is a big part of growth. It for all, including us humans. You never blame the lettuce at all. Yet, if we have problems with our friends or family, we blame the other person. We start pointing fingers. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's this, that. We want to show them how we can give reasons for trying to make them feel guilty when we could have done otherwise by encouraging them with good words. So you never blame the lettuce. Yet, if we have problems, human beings, you might want to understand that we human beings are the cause of our own problems, right? Animals are even better. I posted some videos on animals interacting and eating together from the same bowl. The deers and the turkeys, they come together and they're eating from the same bowl. And these animals are different in the way they talk, the way they do things, the way they interact and communicate, yet they came together to eat together. But human beings, a lot of times, we fight with one another unnecessarily. And we are the first class animals. We can do better, can't we? We can do better because we are here. I know that we can do better. Otherwise, there'll be no need for anyone to come here to work for children. I know that we can do better when we come together. We coexist with one another, respecting each and every one, their way of life, the way that they were created. We respect their cultures, customs, and traditions. We respect their way of life. We really are sensitive to each other's way of life without criticism. So you never blame the letters at all. You never. But if we know how to take care of the letters will grow well like any other thing. If we learn, in the same token, if we learn how to take care of one another's problems, challenges without criticism, then we will just be like the lettuce. Because with the lettuce, if you didn't do well, you think about it. Were you tending it? Because when you plant something, you have to nurture it, just like the Indian bamboo. You nurture it, you water it, you expose it to sunlight, you tending the soil, you pull out the obnoxious weed so that these things can grow well. So blaming has no positive effect at all, nor does trying to persuade somebody or using reason and argument. It does never help. We don't waste our time arguing. I know that I'm guilty. Sometimes you say things before you even think about it, because sometimes we are in a different mindset, and you say something before you know you said it. Because watch your words, because when the words get out there, it's going to be difficult to take those words back. Watch your words. Words will leave scars on children. Words will leave scars on others. That will go a long way. Watch your words. We will realize that if you want to encourage somebody, you encourage them positively, those words will be good for us. Those words, just like bad words, are going to stay with us for a long time, and also stay with those people. So with that, we want to be able to say good things, positive words that are encouraging, because we were born with those things, right? So that is my experience. So no blame, no reasoning, no argument, just understanding. We seek to understand, we seek to listen, and really paying attention, not jumping over somebody, not imposing your viewpoint on another person, but really listening. Because a lot of times, what you think that is not so helpful, the way you think, might be helpful in the end. That is why when you see a lot of good world leaders, we see them in our families, in our communities. They are those that have gone through major challenges in life. But they stood the test of time by always doing the positive thing, always giving a positive words to people. In the end, they win. They win because that's the way it's supposed to be. I know that sometimes we are tempted to yell, to scream, to call names, to show to people how tough we are. Those things don't help at all. It only goes to ruin us and our own children. We don't need that because you're going to waste your time, your energy, develop a headache, and then you cannot focus on what matters to you. Time waits for no one. Encouraging our children is right now. And if we really want to correct them, correction is not a bad thing, but let's do it in a positive manner. So that is my experience. No blame, no reasoning, no argument, just understanding. If you understand and you show that you understand, you can love and the situation will change. Understanding is a daily thing, just like learning is a lifelong learning, right? And we need to continue to nurture these children. A lot of times you will realize, if you're paying good attention to your children, you will realize that you tell your child something today, tomorrow, for months. They didn't get it because they were not in that mindset of getting it. And then all of a sudden, you see these children acting up exactly what you were teaching them. And now you understand, you have to know, we need to know that people understand things at their own timing. It depends on their mindset. It depends on what they were thinking. It depends on what they are working on. It depends on a lot of factors. And that way, we give them that opportunity through encouragement so that they can do the right thing. So Thich Nhat Hanh, these are funny names, but they are good names, was a Vietnamese monk, peace activist, prolific author or writer, poet, and teacher, also known as the father of mindset. So I hope you will agree with me that the above quotes beautifully captured the essence of correction versus encouragement. The metaphor of the lettuce reminds you and me, it reminds our children and all of us that growth, be it in plants or people, doesn't thrive under blame or criticism. Negative criticism is what we are focusing on here. It does not. Nobody ever thrives. Our children cannot focus on their studies if we keep blaming them, if we keep shaming them, if we keep criticizing them negatively. Nobody. If you're like me, and I thank God for that, it might be not a very good thing to some people. I have these mental filters. It's been there, maybe because I went through what I went through at a very young age. I have mental filters that the moment something negative is coming my way, these mental filters already, they are up. And I block a lot of things. I block them. I don't hear them or I walk away from them. A lot of things happen to me. And I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to waste my energy on it. I'm just going to keep moving forward. So these are mental filters. And we can teach ourselves those mental filters. Or we can teach ourselves to self-talk or to replace the negative things that people say to us. Or to put in affirmations that counteract those negative situations of encouragement. So we should not do this to our children at all. So the metaphor of lettuce really reminds us that growth, be it in animals, plants, or humans, doesn't thrive under blame, negative criticism. Instead, it needs nurturing and understanding. It needs love, true love that comes from within us, from our heart. You know, the heart can be dark too, right? It can be bad. So we want the good side of the heart. When a plant fails to grow, imagine if my watermelons had failed to grow, and a gardener doesn't fault the plant. They assess its needs. Similarly, when we encounter difficulties in our relationships, the answer isn't to fault the other person or to point a finger, you are to blame. or to criticize them negatively. That is not what we want. We don't want to make the other person feel bad. You know that a lot of people that have been so ashamed and blamed, some of them actually hurt themselves, and so do children, right? So instead, we should assess whether they might need more encouragement, they might need more understanding, or a different approach to feel supported and valued. We don't just say, no, you didn't go through with this 4 or 5 times, I'm done with you. No, you're not done, because God is not even done with you. God is not done with me yet. All of us here are still on the potter's wheel. Nobody knows it all. I don't either. I'm learning every day, and we all will learn until we die. If we really want to get better in life, we have to keep learning, reading books, not just online, not just looking at our phones or computers, because those things also have side effects, but really sitting as a family, opening a book and reading. And in the future, we're going to be coming out with reading programs for children, where we will come on the show here. We read, or we have these children read, they read with us or read to us. And so that is what we need to be doing. You keep encouraging, don't give up. Because even with your own self, don't beat down low on yourself just because you didn't get something right the first time. Nothing is ever gotten right the first time. If you get something very right the first time, it means that you must have spent time building a very solid foundation. And now you're getting it right. And it's not even always right. Today you can be right, tomorrow you can be wrong. But that doesn't mean that you have to cancel out yourself or cancel out the other person that is not doing right. So that is not what we were born to do. So, in relationships, correction often focuses on what's wrong. What's wrong with you? I told you this before, and I have taught you this several times. What is wrong? That word, why can't we replace it? In the place of what is wrong, you might ask the question, what can we do differently? What do you think we can do, or what other way can we do it, or what do you know about any other method that we can try? Or you can suggest a method yourself. Can we try this? It is all about trying, so long as you don't give up. You try as you try, and as you go along, what you're doing is you're teaching yourself as you go along. Take notes, and you're taking note at every step, so that when you move ahead and then you want to do it again, and then it didn't go the way that you thought, then you fall back on your notes and you look at, oh, this is what I did last time that it didn't work. And remind you, there are always new ways and new resources that are coming out. So you don't overbeat yourself. You never, ever beat yourself, because when you get something right, you still have to keep improving on that thing. Because let's say you build what was I going to say? I was going to say something in aerospace engineering, because my son just did that. A rocket. You build a rocket and you launched it. It did well. Do you know that it can still do better next time? Because there are always new resources that come along. And so you just keep trying and be happy about it. Make up your mind to be a happy person doing what you're doing, whether you fail or you succeed. You think I succeed all the time? Nope, I don't. I make mistakes. I laugh them out so loud. Then I go back again. I say, I'm going to see what I'm going to do with this until I get it right. So that's the spirit. That's a spirit that we all can cultivate in ourselves, so that our children can see, because these children are impressionable. They are always looking up to us. So we do the right thing. And a lot of times they will be teaching us some of the things, because they are born in this new era of high technology. So, and too often we react to others with correction, attempting to say things. What's wrong with you? What with a person or their action, while encouragement highlights potential. When you encourage somebody, you are shining a light on their unique potential and what they can do better, right? And it acknowledges people's effort and offers a path for improvement, because there's always room for improvement. If you don't have room to improve, say you are making like $12 million in 1 year, next 5 years you're still at 12 million, then you're not improving at all. The essence is to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. And because you're not just growing for yourself, you're growing for others, you're growing for posterity. We keep growing and growing. So too often we react to others with correction, attempting to point out flaws or shortcomings in a place where there are not even no faults or shortcoming, because we have a different background. We fail to see the background of the other person. We think that that thing has to be the way that we know, and that is not the case. It is not the case at all, under the belief that this is and this will prompt positive change. However, much like the plant that simply withers without proper care, people tend to close off or feel diminished under a lens of pure criticism. Remember, a moment ago, I just told you that naturally I have this kind of emotional filters. It just comes. I don't know why, but it does. But I think it also helps me that I just block my hearing just automatically away from negative things. I don't pay attention to those things. But if it is a positive thing, you see, my eyes will pop out and my ears will open up, and I want to hear even more. So that is the way that maybe God wired me, or maybe I trained myself. Oh my God. Aye, Brandon Kevin. Oh my goodness. One of my sons and my students, all the way from Cameroon, is here today. You're highly welcome, Brandon. I thank God the internet permitted you today to join us here on stage. And I think next time you will have to be the one to be on this stage here, because Brandon Kevin from Cameroon is also uplifting humanity, is helping young people to build and grow themselves. And he's doing that worldwide as well. So he's one of those students that One Global Movement is supporting in Cameroon. Welcome, Brandon. And thank you so much for taking the time to be here today. I appreciate you. My love to you, your grandmother, your father, and your siblings. Thank you. So now, encouragement. On the other hand, it operates like sunlight and water for the soul. Encouragement is sunlight and water for the soul, if you want to call it that. It can be something else to you, but something that is positive, right? It empowers individuals by affirming their strengths, that you have what it takes. You have the power. We're not just saying it. These things are true. We just need to keep believing it and affirming it to ourselves in every situation, in everything that we do. You know, if you know my life story, you'll be surprised that I'm here today speaking. And my life story, I've shared it several times, but it's a story of not giving up, a story of resilience, a story to say that I was born to change lives, a story to say that God gave me the mandate to do something for children, young people, and women. A story to say that if somebody else has done it, I too can do it. A story to say, if the only thing that I'm left with is my breath, just the one breath, to just breathe like this, and it's going to just still keep me alive, I am determined to keep moving ahead and to keep doing what God has called me to do. And we all have that. We were born for a purpose. And we need to find that purpose and keep actioning it out. If you have not found yours, we are here. We can carry out a conversation and we find that together. If we don't do that, you're going to live a very miserable life. You will not even know how to encourage your own self, let alone encouraging your own children. So that is very, very important. So the effect is twofold. People feel motivated to improve and they begin to trust their environment, the environment around them. This environment means the people around you. Sometimes you're trusting the animals. Like you see me when I am on the One Global Movement Garden, these animals come. And I bond with these animals. This is how far you can. How do you encourage them? You encourage them by really respecting the environment. You encourage them by feeding them. You encourage them by not speaking in a spooky manner, like in a scary manner. You just speak normally. And that is why these animals come. How more of human beings? How more of your children? How more of the young people, the youth organizations in your community? How are you encouraging them? Maybe there are children that they're hungry. Have you shared your food with these children? Maybe there are children that their parents are unable to pay tuition for them, or maybe the parents are not even there anymore. What are you doing about it? What are you doing? Or sometimes you might even do this shadow adoption, where you take in a child, love that child, educate that child, nurture that child like your own blood, just like your own children. You are helping to build communities, because all of us here, whether we like it or not, we have been called to serve. We have been called to serve, especially the vulnerable. And we know that women, children, and young people are the most vulnerable in life. We know that. We talk about mama, 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 because we know how vulnerable this population are. And the young people are vulnerable as well. They are being abused. They're not given the chance. They're not given the opportunity. They're not given the choices. They are not included. A lot of things are going on. But if you and I come together like we do here in One Global Movement, this is an opportunity for us to help these children to become what God has created them to be. And we can do this because we are already doing it here. Otherwise, there'll be no reason for us to be here. Otherwise, there'll be no reason for you to leave what you think you want to do for yourself to be here to support One Global Movement, because it's a movement to help young people, children, women, to eradicate hunger, illiteracy, poverty, homelessness, abuse, and all other social challenges that face this population worldwide. And when you help one woman, you educate one woman, you educate one child, you help one child, you have done it to the entire world. But it takes a village, like the One Global Movement village here, to do that. It took a village to love, educate me. And that's why you see me here today. And it is that same village that I am trying to build in the world, so that together, no child will ever have to go to bed hungry. No child will ever have to be talked to in a condescending manner. No child will ever stay without being included. This is what we are doing here. So the perspective of encouragement doesn't dismiss the importance of addressing issues. When you encourage people, it doesn't mean that you don't have to address the issues. What it simply means is that you do it with positive encouragement. You do it with positive understanding and positive believing, and be having that patience that shows and feels positivity in it. So rather, it shifts the approach. You have to shift your approach. Constructive feedback delivered with empathy is far more effective than correction rooted in frustration or anger. You know how some people, I know I'm guilty sometimes, because sometimes when you are in a certain mindset, a child does something and then you just jump at that child without even thinking. I know I'm guilty, but I'm trying my very best not to let that happen. And when you do that, apologize immediately to your children. Apologize and say, I'm sorry, it's because I was going through this. When you do that, a child might even turn around and also help you, or just even giving you a big hug alone will really melt that challenge out of you. And now you speak nicely to the child. When we understand and encourage, we cultivate an atmosphere where growth becomes a natural outcome. Growth becomes a natural outcome, and relationships flourish because they are based on care rather than fault finding. A lot of times we put chips on our shoulders. We want to talk this way. We want to show that we know. We want to show that we are tough. It does not help. It does not help. We don't need those chips on our shoulders at all. What we need is humility. True humility fueled with encouragement is what we need. And when you do that, you will see yourself succeeding. I must not even say I am the most humble person, but humility built my life a lot. And thanks to my grandmother and my mother and some of the good parents of the village that built that in me. And that has seen better days for me more than I ever imagined. That has seen better days for me. And in short, correction seeks to enforce change, but encouragement nurtures it. You can correct somebody because you want that person to change, but you want that person to change. But if you do not encourage that person by nurturing them, showing them that you truly love them, showing them that, and they feel it's not just showing. And you're doing that with no strings attached. You're not going to say, I help you, I did this, I did this, I did that. That does not help you even. That will not even help you to grow. So you nurture that correction by encouraging them in positive ways and really bringing out tools. You're not just speaking, because you have to follow these words with actions. You're not just talking. So you encourage them by nurturing them. In the case of children who have no parents to love them, who are hungry, children that maybe the parents are no more because of one reason or the other, we can nurture these children. And that is the reason why One Global Movement is here. What can we all do? Every household represented by us here, adults, what can we all do to help these children to eat? Because if a child doesn't eat, if you don't eat, you become angry. A hungry child is an angry child. It's the same thing to a hungry man is an angry man. If I don't eat, I won't be able to talk, right? So we all need to eat. If I don't eat, you will not be able to see me tilling the One Global Movement farm. You won't see me do that. So we need to eat, and eating so we eat nutritious food. And that is why the scripture says, before you buy a home, make sure you have a little piece of land behind your home to plant your vegetables. And before you even build a home, make sure that you have a little piece of land behind your home to grow your own vegetables, from your backyard to the kitchen, and from the kitchen to the dining table for you and the children and the home to enjoy. And we need to teach our children. We all can grow something, no matter how small. You start small. You can just grow an onion in a pot of soil. You nurture it. Before you know, you'll be so happy that you did, because you're growing it naturally without chemicals. This is good for our brains, and therefore the brains of our children. This is very, very important. So this shift from correction to encouragement is very, very transformative, allowing children, individuals to grow, heal, and thrive, much like the lettuce that simply needed the right conditions to flourish. Don't we all need the right conditions to flourish? We all do. So do our children. Our children need that, just like any other human being out there, and it should not be forced. It should not be met with harsh criticism, but with the kind of encouragement and nurturing that comes from the heart. So people, just like plants, respond to the environment. Plants respond to the need for water. Remember, water is life. Water, sunlight, nutrients, and human relationships also have and respond to a nurturing environment, and do not thrive under fault finding, but under understanding. Understanding. You don't know why somebody is behaving the way they're behaving, because there has to be a reason why people behave the way they do. Whether it is good or bad, there has to be a reason. In the case of behaving in the good way, we give them more encouragement. In the case of they're behaving in ways, because we all were born with high ethical standards, with values that come from the Creator. Those are stagnant. They are written in stones. You and I cannot change them. To change them, we'll be going against the Creator. Those rules are there. So those rules, now we have to be industrious, to be innovative with those rules, and look for ways that we can use them to encourage children, to encourage one another. And when we do this, it is going to yield amazing amazing opportunities for us. But let us not do it with fault finding, trying to make somebody feel ashamed or guilty, or trying to make somebody feel that they don't belong, or trying to make somebody feel that they don't have what it takes to do things. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. In encouraging or correcting somebody in a positive way, or encouraging this person to nurture on those areas, is the best thing that we can ever do for ourselves and our children. So keep in your mind such phrases as no blame, no blame, no nagging, no argument, no finger pointing. Because when you're pointing one finger at somebody, guess how many are pointing back at you? I think 3 fingers always point back at us. Just understanding to set the stage for encouragement over correction. So in contrast now, correction versus encouragement. Correction looks like this in relationship: pointing out mistakes, highlighting shortcomings and others. And this is why it often fails to yield positive results. Now, in a relationship, like say in a marriage relationship, and I know that a lot of people want to control the minds of others. In this case, mostly they want to control the minds of women in a relationship. A man does not become a man when you seek to control people's minds. You seek to nourish, you seek to encourage. And when we seek to encourage in a relationship, this relationship, because it was put together by God, it will grow, it will prosper, and our cup will overflow to other people. This is what a good relationship, encouraging relationships can do. We have to highlight the positive instead of highlighting the shortcomings of other people. Encouragement looks quite different. It emphasizes strength and provides positivity or positive feedback and reinforcement. Reinforcement, just like when a child comes back from school, they did so well. We are so happy. We embrace them. We want to make them feel special. We want to take them out, maybe not just cooking their favorite food at home, or cooking and giving to them, or having them cook. We want to take them to a very good, healthy restaurant and treat them. Or we want to even pay for them to go on vacation abroad, because traveling is education on its own. We pay them to go abroad to explore the world, because as you explore the world, you get to learn about different cultures, customs, and traditions. And now you know to encourage people rather than criticizing them negatively, right? So that is a very good thing to do. So correction uses terms such as you should have done this better, you should have known better, you should have, you could have, you should have, all of those things. Versus encouragement will say you did a great job. Yes, you did a great job, even with clapping on this. Let's build on it. Let's build on it, meaning because you did a great job, you can still do better and better and better and higher. Before you know, you are affecting the whole world. And this is what encouragement do. Rather than say you should have, you could have. That's not a good way. That's blaming. And when you are blaming, you're saying those words. You think that you're saying it to another person. Those words are also eroding on your consciousness. They are also eroding, putting negative things within yourself. So we want to be able to do away with that. But remember, this doesn't mean that we don't make mistakes. We are humans. Humans are bound to make mistakes because we are always on the potter's wheel. But we can turn those things around and quickly replace them with positive encouragement. So each of these approaches impacts motivation and trust. Motivation and trust, one negatively, the other positively. Please share in the chat which one is more empowering and effective and why. Share in the chat. Is it correction that is more encouraging and empowering, and why? Is it encouragement that is more than the other, and why? And do we need these two to work together? Also share that in the chat. So the psychology of blame versus nurturing. Blaming others can create defensiveness and shut down communication, while encouraging others fosters safety and openness. When we encourage our children, it fosters safety. They are happy that they are safe with their parents, with these adults and caregivers, and it encourages them to open up. But if we are discouraging them, they're going to just close up their minds and they will tighten up. They don't want to open up to anything. So we, the parents, the caregivers, and adults, have the responsibility to do the right thing first for ourselves and therefore our children, because we are role models to these children. So the role of empathy as a key factor here. And when we show that we understand the other's needs, like a gardener's care, we set the stage for dialogue, which is essential for positive change. A growth mindset is required for this concept to work, because encouragement aligns with seeing potential in others, while correction often fixates on faults. Correction, you're only just putting your mind on pointing at the faults, without putting on some tools in place to encourage that person to grow, is what we are saying here. Practical application of encouragement. Techniques such as active listening. We said that before at the beginning. Actively listening. How do you actively listen? You really sit up straight and you're looking at the person in the eyes, and you're nodding when it feels as to nod, and you're shifting because the conversation is moving you. You are now listening actively. Sometimes some people want to take down quick points so that they can fall back on those points and ask questions. That shows that you are actively listening with your entire body, even when you're taking down points. That is very, very important. Now, we talk about practical example of reflective questions. Ask, am I helping this person? You need to ask yourself, are you helping? Am I helping this person feel valued? That's what you ask yourself. Or what can I do to nurture this relationship? Encouragement can diffuse tension, create solutions. Diffuse means it can mellow out tensions. It can mellow out tensions or argument. It can create solutions and help others feel motivated to improve their worth rather than criticizing them. This is very, very important. None of us are perfect. No one. People talk about, I am a perfectionist. That is all baloney. That's not true. None of us, not me, not you, no one is perfect, except the one that created us is perfect. Nobody is perfect, because we all are still on the potter's wheel. We are on the potter's wheel, and we are growing and building every day. And until we exit the stage of this life, we will never be perfect, because it's only the Almighty God that is perfect. None of us. And we all get it wrong sometimes. Nobody should be laughing at another person, because we all get it wrong sometimes. But as works in progress, our intentions are always to do better when we learn better. So to help our children do better, we have to do better first. And we have to be willing to learn so that we can do better. So let us strive to be more encouraging, and especially with our children, with our youth and young people and women who need this more than ever before, so that they can trust us with their tender hearts and their psyche, their way of thinking. So now I want the audience to participate. All right, we still have some few minutes here. I would like you, the audience, to really participate. I'm asking you now to write down one way that we or each and everyone can encourage rather than correct someone in their lives. Just write down just one way that we can do that. And I know one way which I can do, but we want everybody to write their own way. Just one. Write down one way that you can encourage your children, encourage yourself, encourage your spouse, encourage your family, encourage somebody in a youth group. Just one way that you can encourage rather than correcting someone in your life. What is that one way? Put it down there so that we can come back to it. All right, put it down. And thank you guys so much for listening. And I hope to read that one way that you can use to encourage others. Let us appreciate our amazing, wonderful audience here. I will always say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. And thank you for coming together globally from your country, because I know that all the countries of the world are represented here. Because anything that concerns children, anything that concerns our young people, anything that concerns women, particularly young girls, we must pay attention. Not to do so is a crime against humanity. We are here because children are always here. The youth are always going to be here. They are the builders, they are the CEOs, they are the mentors, they are the writers, they are the engineers. They are the greatest things that God has created to build a society. They are the innovators. They're going to build, they're going to teach you and I. And when we help them with love and kindness and encouragement to build this future, we are rest assured that we too are in this future. We will enjoy, right? So thank you guys so much for being here and contributing to the children of the world. Roazahab was here before me. Thank you so much, sir, for your support all the way from India. Thank you. And we have our brother, Levi Mama Bolo from the sunny Pretoria. Happy Wednesday, my esteemed family members. I am under the weather. You get well, okay? Keep drinking this. I was almost under the weather too. I kept drinking my own concoction that I know. And now the thing is clearing out, and we are praying for you, okay? Our hands are together for everybody that is under the weather. Thank you for letting us know. And our dancing queen, Nancy Jody, thank you so much, sister, for being who you are for children, and thank you for nurturing the children in your home. Our brother, Gutam, thank you so much, Gutam. How are you? Thank you. We have Manoj Jain, thank you so much, sir, for always supporting our children worldwide. Thank you. And we have Shaikh Guze Bashar. If you're new here, sir, you're welcome into this global family, standing up for children. We would love for you to represent children in your home and in your community, because this is a global initiative, especially towards women, children, and young people, those that are most vulnerable in our society. Come again and let us spread the gospel of one global movement to all corners of the world, so that no child is left behind. Thank you. And let's go here. We have our brother, Yvonne Turkey. Thank you so much, sir, for always being here for our children. We highly appreciate you. Thank you. And we have Ashak Kumar, always very consistent in his appreciation for Unpassive, Mr. Ash Mufara, and the brand ambassadors, and all of us here in One Global Movement. Thank you so much, sir. We feel it, we see it. We know that you are one of the men here that support our children. We love you. And we have Rebecca Cafero. How are you, sister? Thank you so much for joining us here from whatever part of the world you're from. You are welcome here. We appreciate you for being that mother, that woman in the life of children in your community. Thank you so much. All our panelists, ladies, you are welcome. Hashtag all Unpassive family. Thank you so much. And Nancy says, encouraging or correcting someone is always okay, but depending on the way you do it. If you are trying to show the person they don't know what to do, or they don't know anything, it's wrong to do it with, it is wrong. It is good to do it with love. Yes. Thank you so much, Nancy. Thank you. We have Sir Damandra Rava. Thank you so much, sir, for always being here with us, supporting our children. We are so proud that you are one of the pillars here behind us and our children worldwide. Thank you so much. And we have the Jamil Ali. Very good morning. Very good morning to you, sir. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us here. We highly appreciate you. Thank you. If you can write your full name there, is it Jamil Ali? Is that your full name? We would like our children to know everybody by their name. Thank you so much. And we have Sir Ojala Kumar. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us here. We highly appreciate you. Thank you. And our beautiful sister, Melanie. Maybe you didn't have the opportunity to join us here or join me here on stage, but that's okay. You're still contributing there. Thank you so much, sister, for your contribution and your love for children. We highly appreciate you. Thank you. And Nancy says, welcome, Jamil, but please let's try to write our full name in the chat because we are dealing with children. We don't want them to be confused. Thank you for coming. Hashtag OGM loves you. Yes. Thank you so much, Nancy. And I'm glad that you guys are always helping me there so that I don't overstrain my vocal cords. Thank you so much. And we have our sister, Juanita Slack. How are you? Thank you so much, sister. We miss you, but thank God that you come here when you have the opportunity to, and you're supporting our kids on and off stage. We highly appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we have Nokutala. How are you, sir? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us here today. And we love you. Thank you. We have Sir Ashid D. Sangma. We appreciate your presence and your love for children. Thank you. And Juanita is saying hello to all of us here and those that are not here. Thank you, sister. We highly appreciate you. And we have Main Sankar. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for joining us from that part of the world again. We highly appreciate you. And we have Sir Didi the Pork Dash. How are you, sir? I hope you are having a winning Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us from your part of the world. We appreciate you. Thank you. We have Goldie Kerr. How are you? Good morning. Good afternoon from my end. We appreciate you for being here. We love you. Thank you. And we have Diblina Singha. How are you, Diblina? Thank you so much, sister, for always being here behind our children. We love you and we appreciate you. And we have Puran Sangma. How are you, sir? Good afternoon from my end. We appreciate your presence here for children worldwide. Thank you so much. And we have Kishan Makwana. If you are new here, you're highly welcome, sir. And we appreciate you for taking the time to be here. And we appreciate those that are spreading the gospel of One Global Movement because we want to make sure that every child, every family is represented here. Because when things start being rosy, we don't want any child to be left behind. Not at all. I don't want my children to be left behind. And so I don't want any other child out there to be left behind. So let us continue to spread the gospel of One Global Movement to all corners of the globe. Thank you. And we have Rita Mani Day. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. We highly appreciate you. And this is the young man from Cameroon, Aye Brandon Kevin. Thank you so much, Kevin, Brandon, for what you're doing for the youth in Cameroon and all over the world. We highly appreciate it. Keep on doing what you're doing. Tomorrow is a better day for all of us through One Global Movement. Okay, I highly appreciate you, and hopefully, and he's also a teacher, a science teacher. Just so you guys know, I think he has also published a book, and so there's a lot of great things that he's doing, and we see him online. He's doing a lot of things to champion the cause of young people in Cameroon. Thank you so much, Brandon. And Nancy is saying hello to everyone here on the panel and in the chat. Hashtag OGM loves you and appreciate you. We don't take your presence for granted. No, not at all. We really, really highly appreciate you because without you, we would not be here. Without you, we will not be able to spread the gospel of One Global Movement to the world. Without you, no child will know where they can turn for help when the time comes. Without you, nothing happens. That is why we don't exist in a vacuum. We are not an island upon ourselves. We were born to coexist and exist happily. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. The spirit of Ubuntu, the African spirit of Ubuntu that says, you are there because I am here, and I am here because you are there, is the spirit that unites us together to serve children better. So thank you so much. And Nancy says, even someone is doing something wrong, it's okay to correct them, but the approach has to be professional, loving, and caring. You can offer yourself to do it again together, not in a way of showing off. Yes, that's what I like, Nancy, because when you're trying to correct even your own child, you have to make that child be a contributing factor in what we are trying to discuss. Take it like a conversation where everybody has to contribute, not you always going down on that child with a heavy hand because you're the mother or you're the father. We have to carry out discussion. When we had our son, who is 23 now, we decided that we're going to raise him with open conversation. And that's what we did. And now he tells everything. There is nothing that he does not hide. Nope, he tells everything. And this is the kind of spirit, because when a child trusts you, the child will want you to be happy in their happy moments with them. They want you to also help them in resolving issues when they're having challenges. So this is what we want to be able to do with all our children. And our beautiful sister said hashtag OGM, hashtag believe in yourself, hashtag we stay persistent, hashtag one step forward, hashtag brings our goals together. Thank you. And we have Niman Charan Naik. How are you? Thank you so much for being here and supporting our children. We appreciate you. And Nancy will not get off our necks. Families, don't forget to press the big thumbs up. Subscribe if you've not already done so. Turn on the notification bell. Share with families and friends. Thank you so much, Nancy. And our beautiful sister Melanie says, we are our children's keepers. Of course, thank you. We offer encouragement by listening with empathy, celebrating their progress, nurturing and fostering a safe environment where they feel safe to explore and grow. So true. Thank you so much, Melanie. And Nancy says, correction is done with love sometimes. A child do something wrong. You don't have to scream or yell, but call the child, ask him or her, if someone do this to you, would you be happy? And you will see what the child is going to do. Yep, yep. Sometimes my son will bring a problem. I say, wow. What are your ideas? What do you think? And they will begin to give the answers themselves. You just have to they need to really read you, feel you, know that you're happy, you show interest in them, not when they're telling you something, you are here, say, and this, I'm guilty. My son said, Mommy, are you even listening? And my son will take the phone and put it away. Since then, I will never do that. I felt so bad and I apologize. So, or just drop, stop, and listen. Like Sister Sharon says, just drop what you're doing, stop and listen to those children. A lot of children go off track because we don't pay attention to them. We all need attention as human beings, let alone children. We need to do our best for them. So thank you so much, Nancy. And let's go down here. We have Banhyu Singh. How are you? Future of Internet, I love you on Passive. Yes. On Passive brought us here together, and we are working following the vision of Mr. Ash Mufara here. And we thank God that Mr. Ash Mufara brought this kind of unique global family together for the purpose of uplifting humanity from the heart. Thank you so much. We all do. We love On Passive. Correction is when you're trying to help someone out that did something wrong. Encouraging is when someone is already doing good, but encourage them to do better and better. Yes, that is so true. Thank you so much, Nancy. Thank you. And now, Neyman Sharon Naik says, hashtag On Passive, hashtag disruptive technology, hashtag uplifting humanity, hashtag artificial intelligence, hashtag artificial intelligence. We are so in it to win it. We are taking the jet plane, right? That's what we are doing here. Thank you so much. And Nokutala says, affluence. Those are beautiful, beautiful words that you can just put in your brain, and they keep just coming out, and you just keep living them. You see yourself glowing, and when the children see this, they too will copy, because why? They're impressionable, right? And let's go down here. The managing director is here. How are you, John? Thank you so much. Hello, hello, everyone. I am very late. I had a meeting with my healthcare provider. That is so important. Your health is your wealth. That is why I tell people here, you don't run to come here unless you have taken good care of yourself, your children, and your household. Because whether you come here or not, it will continue. We will still do it because there are so many ways of doing this. But because we are descendants of unpassive, we want to do it together so that we can spread the gospel to all corners of the globe. So take good care of yourself. And I hope it went well, John. Thank you so much. And thank you all for coming today to One Global Movement. Speak with Heart. I was detained. I am so sorry, but life happened. Yes, life happens. That's why we're talking about correction versus encouragement, John. Life happens, and we take it the way it is and just keep patting ourselves on the back and moving on, right? With love. Thank you. Nancy, Jody, and Melanie, thanks for being here. I am sure you covered for me here in the chat. Yep, they're always doing that, John. Trust these ladies are not playing at all. And Levi and Good Time, I am sure you guys also help out in the chat whenever I can't be here. Yep, they're always doing that. All of them, John. Trust them. They're always doing. They are the brand ambassadors, right? From Unpassive. They're always doing that because that is the spirit of Mr. Ashmufare. And hashtag the future of internet. Hashtag AI technology. Hashtag coming soon. Hashtag Unpassive. And John is going to split my throat here now. Hashtag JJB Tin Man, hashtag Big Heart, hashtag Unpassive, hashtag Ashmufare, hashtag Unpassilicious, hashtag Resident Baritone, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Global World Changes, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Education for Young Girls. Thank you, John. Thank you. And for young boys too, John. Thank you. And let's go down here. And I think, yes, our managing director is reminding all of us here to put the big thumbs up. Give One Global Movement a big thumbs up, which is the first thing that we can do when we come here. Just give that a big thumb up because it's going to help a lot for YouTube and social media to send resources our way to keep helping these children. So give it a big thumbs up. And subscribe and click and ring that bell for notification. So please take a moment or two to subscribe. You are helping to do it that way because we need different resources from different angles because we are dealing with a diverse population that have unique needs. So we need all those resources, whether they are big or small, we need everything. So thank you so much, John. And John says, finally, thank you to all of you who participated in the chat today. Yes, thank you guys so much. And I will keep putting this out there. Go to our Facebook page. Oh, Sanip Mina said, I'm not going to be absent today. And she just came in. Thank you so much. You're counted here today. Thank you for coming. And go to One Global Movement Facebook page and like and follow. That again is another resource for us to keep attracting good things to our children. And when that is done, the link might seem funny. That is the way it is for now until we get the required number of likes and following. Then we can make that link shorter. All right. But take the time. If you hear what we are doing here today, if you're new or you haven't subscribed, please do well to subscribe. But share this message of One Global Movement. You can go back and watch the show for today every Wednesday because this is where we have our mission statement where everybody can know, everybody deserves to know what we are doing here for children, young people, and women. So thank you. And again, anybody that knows how to compose music, remember we can't play our Unpassive international anthem, and we can't even play Bob Marley, who is fighting for the oppressed either because of copyright policies. So I have written 5 songs for One Global Movement. If anybody can help us compose those songs, please let us know, and I will channel them to you so that we can play. That way it is our own, so that we don't get penalized for another person's work, right? All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. And tomorrow is another beautiful day. And until tomorrow, I love you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Brandon.